Imagine the perfect beach, warm sand, crystal clear water, a gentle breeze. We all dream of that, right? Well, I'm about to show you that some beaches are the complete opposite of a paradise vacation. For every perfect beach, there's another one that's actively trying to get you. I'm talking about places so dangerous, so insane, that just stepping foot on the sand is a life-threatening challenge. Forget about sunscreen and towels. For these spots, you need a suit of armor and a will to survive. We're going to explore places where the danger isn't just a possibility, it's a guarantee. We're going to count down the beaches that are more trouble than they're worth. From insane man-made dangers to places crawling with the deadliest creatures on Earth. I'm talking about jet engines that can blast you into the ocean, waves that will drag you out to sea with no chance of return, and more sharks than you can possibly imagine. This isn't your typical travel vlog. This is an adrenaline-fueled tour of the absolute riskiest, most terrifying stretches of coastline on the planet. So, buckle up, because today we're going on a journey to the places you should probably never, ever visit. I've spent weeks researching and compiling this list, and what I found is absolutely mind-blowing. You will not believe what people are willing to risk for a photo or a thrill. Forget everything you thought you knew about a day at the beach. These are the most dangerous beaches in the world. Alright, kicking off our list is a place that is dangerous for one of the craziest reasons I've ever seen. We're heading to the Caribbean, to Sunset Beach in St. Martin. Now this place looks like paradise, and it is, but it has a deadly secret. The beach is located at the end of a runway for the Princess Juliana International Airport. I'm not kidding, the runway is literally right there, separated from the beach by just a small road and a chain-link fence. You can practically reach out and touch the landing gear of a massive airplane. People from all over the world flock here, not for the swimming, but for the insane thrill of standing directly in the path of a landing or departing jumbo jet. When these massive planes, like a 747 or an Airbus A380 take off, they have to fire up their engines to full power. This creates a jet blast, which is basically a hurricane-force wind that can reach speeds of over 100 miles per hour. It's powerful enough to sandblast your skin, send you flying through the air, and throw you into the concrete barriers or the ocean. Despite countless warning signs plastered everywhere, telling people about the extreme danger of severe physical injury, or even death, people ignore them. Every single day, crowds gather by the fence, clinging on for dear life as they get pummeled by the jet blast. It's become a tourist attraction, a bizarre test of strength. People get seriously hurt here all the time. Broken bones, head injuries, you name it. In 2017, a tourist was tragically killed after being blown back and hitting her head on the pavement. The sheer power is unbelievable. We're talking about a force that can lift cars and tear roofs off buildings, and people are willingly standing in its path for a selfie. You can find thousands of videos online of people getting absolutely wrecked by these jet engines. They get tossed around like rag dolls, their bags and hats get sucked into the ocean, and they come away with scrapes and bruises if they're lucky. It's a perfect example of how a beautiful place can become incredibly dangerous because of a man-made spectacle. So, while the pictures you get might look epic, with a giant plane just feet above your head, you have to ask yourself if it's worth the risk. The local government has tried to deter people, but the thrill seekers just keep coming. It's a unique, insane, and undeniably dangerous beach that you have to see to believe. But maybe see it from a safe distance. This beach is literally designed to blow you away, and not in a good way. Next up, we're flying to Hawaii, to a beach so treacherous it has a nickname, the beach that never gives back. This is Hanakapiai Beach on the island of Kauai. From a distance it looks like a hidden gem, a secluded cove at the end of a stunning 2-mile hike along the Naupali coast. The dramatic cliffs, lush green valleys and golden sand make it look like a scene straight out of a movie. But this picturesque beauty hides a deadly secret that has claimed dozens of lives. The danger here isn't sharks or jets, it's the water itself. Hanakapiai Beach has no protective offshore reef, which is extremely rare for Hawaii. Most Hawaiian beaches have reefs that break up the powerful ocean swells before they reach the shore. Without this natural barrier, massive, unpredictable waves crash directly onto the sand with incredible force. This creates rip currents that are among the most powerful in the world. They can pull you out into the deep ocean in a matter of seconds. Even the strongest, most experienced swimmers are no match for these currents. Once you're caught, there's almost no chance of making it back to shore. The nearest safe beach is miles away, an impossible swim in the rough, open ocean. The shoreline is also incredibly dangerous, with steep, rocky cliffs on either side of the beach, offering no escape route if you're swept along the coast. It's a terrifying trap, beautiful from the outside but deadly once you step in. At the entrance to the trail leading to the beach, there's a chilling, unofficial warning sign. It's a wooden board with tally marks, keeping account of the number of people who have drowned here. The sign reads, "Do not go near the water. Unseen currents have killed 83+ visitors." Seeing that sign is a sobering moment. It's a stark, hand-carved reminder that this isn't a playground. The number is a conservative estimate. Many believe the true count is much higher, as some bodies are never recovered. Despite these clear warnings, people still risk it. They see the beautiful water and underestimate its power. They might just dip their toes in, but a sudden sneaker wave can knock them off their feet and drag them into the deadly rip current. It's a tragic story that repeats itself year after year. Hanakapiai Beach is a powerful lesson from nature. Some places are meant to be admired from a distance. Stepping into its waters is a gamble you are almost certain to lose. Okay, if you have a fear of sharks, you might want to skip this chapter. Because we are going to Gansbai, South Africa, a place with a terrifying title. The Great White Shark Capital of the World. This isn't just a catchy name, it's a fact. The stretch of water between Dyer Island and Geyser Rock is so densely populated with great whites that it's known as Shark Alley. This is where the sharks come to hunt, and they are here in unbelievable numbers. The reason for this insane concentration of sharks is the massive colony of around 60,000 Cape Fur seals that live on Geyser Rock. For a great white shark, this is an all-you-can-eat buffet. The sharks patrol these waters constantly, waiting for the perfect moment to ambush a seal. And if you happen to be swimming or surfing nearby, well, they might not be able to tell the difference between you and their next meal. Mistaken identity is one of the leading causes of shark attacks on humans. Naturally, this has made Gansbai the world's premier destination for shark cage diving. Tourists pay big money to be lowered into the water in a metal cage, while tour operators chum the water with bait to attract the sharks. You get to see these magnificent, terrifying predators up close. But this practice is controversial. Some experts believe that chumming habituates the sharks, teaching them to associate humans and boats with food, which could potentially increase the risk of attacks on regular beachgoers in the area. While cage diving itself is relatively safe, being in the water anywhere near this area is playing with fire. The number of great whites is just staggering. It's not a question of if you'll encounter a shark, but when. Local surfers and swimmers are hyper-aware of the risks, but fatal attacks still happen. The image of a great white shark breaching the water, launching its entire body into the air to catch a seal, is both awe-inspiring and a terrifying reminder of the raw power lurking just beneath the surface. So, while the town of Gansbai itself is a charming fishing village, its waters are a battlefield. It's a place where nature's most efficient predator reigns supreme. Going for a casual swim here is like walking through a lion's den during feeding time. Unless you are inside a reinforced steel cage, the beaches of Gansbai are some of the last places on Earth you'd want to take a dip. The risk of becoming part of the food chain is just too high. Our next destination is one of the most desolate and hauntingly beautiful places on the planet, the Skeleton Coast in Namibia. The name itself tells you everything you need to know. This stretch of coastline is where the unforgiving Namib Desert meets the frigid, violent Atlantic Ocean. For centuries, sailors have called it the Gates of Hell, and for good reason. It's a place where survival is measured in hours, not days. The primary danger here is the sea itself. The cold Benguela current creates dense, blinding fog that can roll in without warning, hiding the treacherous coastline from ships. This, combined with violent storms and unpredictable cross-currents, has made the Skeleton Coast one of the world's most notorious ship graveyards. The coastline is littered with the rusting skeletons of hundreds of wrecked ships, some partially buried in the sand, others being slowly devoured by the waves. It's an eerie, post-apocalyptic landscape. If you were a sailor unfortunate enough to shipwreck here, your ordeal was just beginning. Surviving the wreck was the easy part. Once on shore, you would face an even more hostile environment, the vast waterless expanse of the Namib Desert. There is no fresh water, no food, and no shelter. You are hundreds of miles from any civilization. The local bushmen called this land, the land god made in anger. And it's easy to see why. It's a brutal, sun-scorched wasteland. But the dangers don't stop there. The Skeleton Coast is also home to some surprisingly resilient wildlife. While you might be dying of thirst, you could find yourself face to face with desert-adapted lions, hyenas, or jackals. These predators roam the coastline, scavenging on whatever the ocean washes ashore, including whale carcasses and seals. And they wouldn't hesitate to see a stranded human as an easy meal. So you have a deadly ocean on one side and a deadly desert full of predators on the other. It's a place of stark, brutal contrasts. The skeletons of whales and seals lie next to the skeletons of ships and, historically, the skeletons of the sailors who never made it out. Today, access to much of the Skeleton Coast National Park is restricted, and you can only visit with a licensed tour operator. It's a testament to how utterly inhospitable this place is. It's a beach that serves as a massive, open-air museum of failure and death, a powerful reminder of nature's absolute dominance. We're heading back to the USA, specifically to Florida, for our next beach. Now, when we talked about Gansby, we called it the Great White Shark Capital. But New Smyrna Beach, Florida holds a different, even more terrifying title, the Shark Attack Capital of the World. This isn't an exaggeration. According to the International Shark Attack File, Volusia County, where this beach is located, has more recorded shark bites than any other region on the entire planet. If you have ever been swimming at New Smyrna Beach, chances are you've been within 10 feet of a shark. That's a statistically proven fact. The waters here are murky and teeming with baitfish, which attracts huge numbers of sharks, particularly juvenile bull sharks and blacktip sharks. These species are known for being aggressive and territorial. The poor visibility in the water means that sharks can't easily distinguish between a fish and a human hand or foot. This leads to a massive number of hit-and-run attacks. These aren't the kind of predatory attacks you see in movies, where a shark is actively hunting a person. Instead, a shark mistakes a flailing arm or leg for a fish, takes a quick exploratory bite, realizes it's not its intended prey, and swims away. While these bites are rarely fatal, they can still cause serious injuries, requiring stitches, surgery, and leaving behind some pretty gnarly scars. The numbers are just mind-boggling. Since records began, there have been over 300 confirmed unprovoked shark bites at this one beach. To put that in perspective, that's more than the entire country of South Africa combined. Local surfers have a saying, it's not a matter of if you get bit, but when. They see sharks almost every time they go out, weaving between their surfboards. It's just an accepted part of the surfing culture here, which is absolutely insane to me. Despite its terrifying reputation, New Smyrna Beach is incredibly popular. On any given sunny day, the beach is packed with families, swimmers, and surfers, all sharing the water with hundreds of sharks. The local lifeguards are constantly on high alert, and shark sightings are a daily occurrence. It's a bizarre paradox, a beautiful fun-in-the-sun vacation spot that also happens to be the most likely place on Earth you'll get bitten by a shark. It's a game of aquatic roulette every time you go in the water. For our next stop, we're going down under to Australia, to a place that sounds heavenly, but is anything but. Welcome to Fraser Island, the world's largest sand island. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its stunning freshwater lakes, ancient rainforests growing on sand, and long, white sand beaches. But don't let the beauty fool you. Fraser Island is basically Australia's danger-filled theme park, where everything is trying to hurt you. First, let's talk about the ocean. The beaches look inviting, but swimming is strongly advised against. Why? For starters, the waters are home to large populations of sharks, including tiger sharks and bull sharks. As if that's not enough, the surf is extremely rough with powerful rip currents that can easily sweep you out to sea. But the real terror comes during stinger season, from October to May, when the waters are infested with two of the deadliest creatures on Earth, the irukandji and the box jellyfish. A sting from one of these nearly invisible jellyfish can be excruciatingly painful and fatal. The irukandji is tiny, about the size of a fingernail, but its venom can cause irukandji syndrome, which includes severe pain, muscle cramps, vomiting, and potentially a brain hemorrhage or cardiac arrest. The box jellyfish is even worse, with venom powerful enough to kill an adult human in just a few minutes. So yeah, the ocean is a definite no-go zone. But the dangers aren't just in the water. The island is famous for its population of wild dingoes. While they might look like cute dogs, they are wild predators and can be very aggressive, especially if they feel threatened or if people feed them. There have been numerous attacks on tourists, including a fatal attack on a young boy. You have to be constantly on guard. On top of that, the island is home to venomous snakes and spiders. And here's the kicker. If something does happen to you, a shark bite, a jellyfish sting, a dingo attack, you are in the middle of nowhere. Fraser Island is remote. Medical help is not readily available. There are no major hospitals on the island, and evacuation by helicopter can take a long time you might not have if you've been stung by a box jellyfish. It's a beautiful place, but it's wild and untamed, and it does not care about your safety. We're heading back to Hawaii, but this time, we're not worried about currents. We're worried about the ground itself. We're visiting the black sand beaches of Kilauea on the Big Island. Kilauea is, honestly, one of the most active volcanoes on the planet, and it's constantly reshaping the landscape around it. This even includes creating brand new, stunningly beautiful, and, incredibly dangerous black sand beaches. These beaches are formed when molten lava, at temperatures over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, flows into the cold ocean water. The rapid cooling causes the lava to shatter into tiny black fragments, creating that iconic black sand. The process is, well, spectacular to watch from a distance, with massive plumes of steam and gas exploding into the air. But getting anywhere near this process is risking your life in about a dozen different ways. First, the obvious danger, the lava. It can be flowing just beneath a thin crust of cooled rock, and if you step in the wrong place, you could fall through into molten rock. The water near where the lava enters the ocean is also boiling hot. It can cause severe burns instantly, but the dangers are also airborne. When the hot lava hits the cold seawater, it creates a toxic steam cloud called laze, which is a mixture of hydrochloric acid and volcanic glass particles. Breathing this in can cause permanent lung damage and even death. Even on established black sand beaches that haven't seen fresh lava flow in a while, the dangers persist. The ground can still be unstable, with hidden lava tubes that could collapse underneath you. The shoreline is often made of sharp, newly formed volcanic rock that can honestly slice you open. And the ocean itself is treacherous, with strong currents and no lifeguards for miles. These aren't your typical, well-established tourist beaches, they're raw, volatile landscapes. The creation of a new beach is a primal, violent event. In 2018, a massive eruption of Kilauea completely buried residential areas and created a new black sand beach at Isaac Hale Beach Park. While it's just an incredible display of nature's power, it's also a reminder that the ground beneath your feet in this part of the world is not stable. It's alive, it's moving, and it's incredibly hot. Visiting these beaches is like walking on the edge of a geological knife. Our next beach has a name that should be a pretty clear warning sign. We're going to Mexico, to Playa Zipolite in the state of Oaxaca. In the local Zapotec language, the name Zipolite is often translated as the Beach of the Dead. And let me tell you, it has earned that name over and over again. This beach is famous for two things, being Mexico's most well-known nude beach, and having some of the most dangerous waves and currents on the Pacific coast. Playa Zipolite is a long, beautiful stretch of golden sand that looks absolutely perfect. The waves look fun and inviting, which is what makes them so deceptive. But this beach is notorious for its powerful undertow and massive rip currents. These aren't just regular rips, they are exceptionally strong and can appear out of nowhere, pulling swimmers out into the deep water before they even realize what's happening. The seafloor drops off sharply here, contributing to the intensity of the waves. For years, the beach had a fearsome reputation, with a high number of drownings each year. Even the most powerful and confident swimmers would get into trouble. The combination of its counterculture, anything-goes vibe, and its lethally dangerous waters was a tragic mix. Tourists, often in a relaxed or party-like state of mind, would underestimate the ocean and pay the ultimate price. The Beach of the Dead was living up to its name. The situation got so bad that a volunteer lifeguard team was formed in 1995. These brave volunteers, known as the Zipolite Lifeguard Angels, have drastically reduced the number of deaths. They patrol the beach, putting up red flags in the most dangerous areas and performing hundreds of rescues every year. They are absolute heroes. But their very existence highlights the extreme danger of this beach. They are constantly busy, pulling panicked swimmers out of the grip of the ocean. Even with the lifeguards, the danger is ever present. You can be standing in waist-deep water one second and the next, a powerful wave can knock you off your feet and the undertow can start dragging you out. The lifeguards recommend that if you do swim, you stay very close to the shore and never swim alone. Playa Zipolite is a classic example of a paradise with a dark side, a place where letting your guard down for even a moment can have deadly consequences. For this chapter, we aren't talking about a single beach, but an entire coastline. We're heading to the beaches of the Amazon River in South America. Now you might be thinking, beaches on a river? Yes, and they are some of the most dangerous stretches of sand in the world, not because of waves, but because of what lives in the water and what lurks on the land. This is a place where nature's entire arsenal is on display. Let's start with the water. Forget sharks. The Amazon River is home to a horror movie cast of creatures. You've got piranhas, which, while maybe not as crazy as the movies suggest, can still deliver nasty bites. You've got electric eels that can produce a shock strong enough to incapacitate an adult human, leading to drowning. There are caimans, which are basically South American alligators lurking in the shallows. And don't forget the anacondas, some of the largest snakes in the world. And that's not even the scariest stuff. The river is home to the kangaroo, a tiny parasitic catfish infamous for its alleged ability to swim up the urethra of anyone urinating in the river, lodging itself in place with sharp spines. While documented cases are extremely rare and debated, the mere possibility is enough to make me never want to touch that water. The river is a brown, murky soup, so you can't see what's swimming around your feet. It's a terrifying mystery box of pain, but the danger isn't just confined to the water. The surrounding rainforest is dense and unforgiving, and unfortunately some of the more remote river beaches have become havens for illegal activities. We're talking about smugglers, illegal miners, and other criminals who operate far from the reach of law enforcement. In certain areas, the risk of robbery or violent crime against tourists is very real. You're not just battling nature here, you could be battling desperate people. So, while the idea of a beach deep in the heart of the world's largest rainforest sounds exotic and adventurous, the reality is a gauntlet of threats. From flesh-eating fish and giant snakes to venomous insects and the potential for crime, the beaches of the Amazon are a place where you are definitely not at the top of the food chain. It's a place where every step, both in the water and on the sand, is a calculated risk. For our final beach, we're going back to Australia, to a place whose name is another dead giveaway. Welcome to Cape Tribulation. Captain James Cook named it this in 1770 after his ship struck a reef here, and he wrote that this was where all his troubles began. The name has stuck, and for good reason. This area in Queensland is where two UNESCO World Heritage Sites meet, the Daintree Rainforest and the Great Barrier Reef, but it's also where a laundry list of Australia's deadliest creatures come together. Let's start with the water. Just like Fraser Island, the beautiful, calm-looking turquoise sea is a death trap. It's infested with box jellyfish and irukandji jellyfish, especially during the stinger season from November to May. Going for a swim during these months without a full-body stinger suit is basically a death wish. But wait, there's more. The local estuaries and even the beaches themselves are prime habitats for saltwater crocodiles, some of the largest and most aggressive predators on Earth. These crocodiles can grow up to 20 feet long and are masters of ambush. They can lie perfectly still, almost invisible in the water or on the muddy banks, waiting for something to come within striking distance. There are warning signs everywhere, but tourists still get too close to the water's edge, and attacks, some of them fatal, are a constant threat. So, you have deadly jellyfish and giant crocodiles in the water. Not a great start, but the fun doesn't stop when you get out of the water. The Daintree Rainforest, which comes right down to the beach, is home to the cassowary, a giant flightless bird that has been called the world's most dangerous bird. They look like prehistoric ostriches with a bony crest on their head, and they have a massive dagger-like claw on each foot that can easily disembowel a human if they feel threatened. They are territorial and unpredictable. On top of all that, you have the usual Australian cast of venomous snakes, spiders, and insects hiding in the dense foliage. And if you get into trouble, just like Fraser Island, you are in a very remote location. Cape Tribulation is a place of incredible natural beauty, but it is raw, untamed, and packed with things that can hurt or kill you. It's a place where you have to be constantly aware of your surroundings, because here, your tribulations are just waiting to begin. So there you have it, the 10 most dangerous beaches in the world. From getting blasted by a jet engine to swimming with great whites and dodging deadly jellyfish, these places are no joke. It's crazy to think that some of the most beautiful spots on our planet are also the most treacherous. It really makes you appreciate a normal safe beach, doesn't it? I know I won't be complaining about a little seaweed ever again after researching this. Let me know in the comments which one of these you thought was the most insane. For me, it has to be Sunset Beach. The fact that people do that for fun is just mind-blowing. Now for our odd topic segment. A team of artists and scientists in Brazil recently used fossils and geological data to create a hyper-realistic digital recreation of what a specific beach in Brazil looked like 80 million years ago, complete with ancient marine reptiles and different plant life. It looks like another planet? What do you think about the artist's recreation of the ancient Brazilian beach? Leave a comment below using the hashtag #oddtopic and share your thoughts. It's always awesome to see what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It means the world to me. If you enjoyed this tour of the world's deadliest coastlines and want to see more crazy content like this, do me a huge favor. Press the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face while you're asleep. You have 5 seconds. Go, don't risk it. We'll see you in the next video.